welcome to my drink. I was gonna show you before we got started. Check out my t-shirt, my Alan Jackson Chattahoochee t-shirt. I was so excited to get to wear it. I could sell it, but I got to have that. Listen, he's one of the best concerts we ever seen. Alan Jackson. He put on a good show. You know, his last one's gonna be up in Nashville. I think I told you that before. If I could, I'd go. There's gonna be a lot of people there, but gosh, just to see him one last time. But anyway, this is Tuesday. You know where we're going. Going to the thrifting. What I'm hoping is people's done started getting rid of their old stuff for Christmas when they got their new stuff. And they put out some good stuff. Because, you know, people get rid of perfectly good stuff all the time. And if they get something new at Christmas, they're like, well, I'm going to change. Even I change. Whether I get something for Christmas or not, I change when I get stuff from the thrift store. But we had our Christmas Sunday, and it was just as much fun as if it was on Christmas Eve, so that did not make any bit of difference. This is my next to last witch's brew. I just felt like having it today. Yesterday I felt like having it today because, you know, I carry me one when I go out, so I put it down in the refrigerator. Of course, it's got ice in it. I had ice on my windshields this morning. We ate, played our games, opened, the kids opened, well, Jacob opened presents and Holly and RJ opened Wesley's. Jacob, he's hard to impress. Not in a rude way, but he plays so much with his imagination and his little brain that even when I'm down there playing with him or when he's at my house, he plays with toys in a different way than the toys meant to play with. He pretends it's something else, and we play different things like that. So when I asked Holly back, you know, whenever, what did he want? She said, she said nothing. She said she took him to Five Below and he picked out some things he wanted. So I got him some things there. I got him a game, and the things he opened, the three things he was excited about was, one, a big gummy squishy bear. It's like that big and that big around, a blue bear. He's like, oh, I was wanting one of these. He had to have it opened immediately. Then a set of Pez, Christmas Pez. Oh, I was wanting one of these. And a whoopee cushion. That is the three things he was excited about. The rest of it, he would just open it and toss it back. Open it and toss it back. And he wasn't doing it in a rude way, I promise you. He was not doing it in a spoiled, rude way. He's just... Holly even said she didn't spend a lot of money on him because he's just not that kid. And he has tons of toys. But he liked what he got, you know. It was so sweet. Well, which way are we going to do with this? We were over there eating. I went ahead and got him some macaroni and cheese, and we went ahead and started eating before everybody else did, because we had to wait on, what were we waiting on? Oh, my brother had to run out and come back, so we were waiting on him. And so I was sitting over at the table with Jacob eating some macaroni and cheese, and he said, Wesley's going to smell my macaroni and cheese, and he's going to want it. Listen, he'll probably grow up, because that's all Sebastian wants me to make. That's all Jacob wants me to make, is macaroni and cheese. So, listen, he'll probably follow suit. It's so funny when I talk to y'all, it looks like I got a mask across my face. I feel like I might be trying to come down with something. If I do, we are canceling New Year's Day because I don't want to get nobody else sick, especially that baby. Gosh, that drink is making me hurt. But I was sitting there, and my Holly finally got to see him and hold him for the first time. Because she had been sick, and then he'd been in the NICU, and she couldn't go with Jacob, and then she got sick, and it never worked out where she could get up there. And so she was holding him, and she got to feed him, and she changed his diaper. She volunteered, because, you know, I don't know. And so when it was time to eat, I said, well, I had already eaten, because I didn't eat much. So I ate what I had. I said, I'll hold him, you go ahead and eat. So I was sitting there holding him, and he likes butt pats. So I was just holding him and just patting his little butt. And Jacob, he was sitting beside me. He'd come over, he was patting his leg while I was patting his butt. And so when I would sit over there on the chair with him, Jacob would be patting him with him, right? So Holly, she was getting hot, so her and Jacob went on the front porch. And while we were playing one of our games, listen, you get worked up in the saran wrap game, I'll tell you. You really do. And she told me, she said, he was out there with his squishy bear, holding him up on his chest, patting him. I was like, oh, ain't that sweet. I'll have to leave that on. So, I'll hate if I don't get to see him this week, but listen, and I definitely don't want Holly to get sick on top of what she just had. She's feeling better, but she still can't take a deep breath. She can't, and her, that thing you blow into, she says she still can't get a full breath on it, and she can't take one even if she's not doing it. But she's getting there, she's getting better, so that's good. But, something else I was gonna say. Oh, I told you everybody was gonna love the Dirty Santa game. What I did was I got gift cards. I told you that. Well, I didn't tell you my big prize because I didn't want Mama to know. The big prize was Whataburger gift certificates. So if you got the golden ticket, you got the Whataburger. Well, it's the Whataburger that's ours from our town, our area, not the Texas chain. It's two different things. I've told y'all that before, but some of you might be new, you don't know that. It's a whole different thing. Oh, I feel my nose running. Y'all, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time for this. So, yeah. Okay, so today, Mama ain't looking at t-shirts because Mama has plenty of t-shirts that she can sell right now. She's got to get it out of her head that she might be missing something. I need to start selling t-shirts to make money to buy more t-shirts instead of using up all my money I got. I need to start selling them and bringing some money in to pay for more. So I'm not even going to look at them for myself because I know me well enough to know if I see something that I can sell, I'll get it. So I'm not even going to look at t-shirts anywhere I go. That's a pact I'm making with myself today. You know, the other one was I'm not going to buy any at the Goodwill for $4.99. I will only buy them on Tuesdays when they're 25% off. But I'm not even going to do that today, and I'm not going to start listing them until after the first of the year. So I've been trying to think how I'm going to get my setup to take the best pictures, you know, and all this and that, and get them mailed. I bought me some little poly mailers. I haven't checked yet. I think I bought the right size. They look kind of small when they come in, but once you fold a t-shirt up, it doesn't take up that much room. So I think it'll be okay. But Lord have mercy, I've been watching all kind of videos on people that buy stuff and flip it. Gosh, I don't know enough to buy the stuff they buy, you know. But it's so interesting to watch what they buy and then how much they make off of it. It is, and they know, like, there's this one I watch. He goes to yard sales and estate sales and all this and that, and he buys all kind of stuff. It's cool. And once you get that in your algorithm, boy, it pops up. And I watch Thrift with Me's, you know, where they go in and all that. And then I joined eBay selling tips group. But all they ever talk about is problems. But it has helped me see how to handle certain problems. A lot of them are with returns, which I hope I don't have a lot of those because I'm not selling anything that can be broken in shipping, you know. So I'm hoping I'm not having a lot of those. And but you get an idea of, and you know what? It's surprising the number of scammers that, well, no, it's not surprising. The scammers have come out of the woodworks all over the place. But people will scam you, like they'll find something, order it, buy it, and then tell you it's broken. And what they're doing is they're taking a part out for something they got that's broken, and then sending you back the broken one when you got pictures of it and you know that the part was there, blah blah blah. And a lot of times eBay sides with the buyer, and you're out the item and you're out the money, and I don't think that's right. If you got pictures and you got proof, that is not right. I know somebody said somebody needs to get up a class action lawsuit against eBay for the way they do some of their practices. So it's not right. I mean, buyer protection, I believe in that, because I'm a buyer. You know, if I buy something somewhere, I want to take it back, you know, if it don't work. But if you have proof that what you sent was whole, I've even seen them send things with serial numbers, and they have pictures of the serial number, and what they send back is a different serial number, and eBay will still side with that buyer that they were sent a broken item or whatever. That's crazy. So anyway, oh, let's see. It must be too cold for people today, because it's 9:02 and ain't hardly nobody here. Woo, maybe we'll find something, because you know I need so much. I just don't have anything. My poor house is bare. Well, you know, if I get anything, I'll show you. I probably won't be in here long since I'm not looking at t-shirts. That's what takes me the longest, because they got a long rack of t-shirts. Oh, they haven't even opened up for donating yet. Goodness. You move, Mr. Crow. I think we'll just park right here. Not even go around the corner. Okay, I'll show you if I get anything. Okay, so nothing. I was talking to my girl when I went in, and I hadn't talked to you Friday or Saturday. It was Saturday. Dave was home. He wasn't doing nothing. He'd done whatever he could do in the building. He wasn't doing nothing that day. I said, well, you want to take me over to the Habitat in Charlotte? I said, I've been wanting to go, because me and Holly went when we were looking for her a couch. And that was how many years when they moved in. I said, I just don't really want to drive myself over there to Charlotte. And he said, well, yeah, we'll go. So we went, and it's a Habitat. It's got a lot of stuff. Like mine up here has a lot of stuff, but they're very high priced. This one has a lot of stuff that's not super high priced, just more thrift store looking. It's not organized in nice, beautiful settings to draw your eye in. You know what I mean? It's just a thrift store. It's a pretty good size one. Well, I found some things in there, and I found one of those warming trays, the old ones from, I guess, back in the 70s, that you plug in, and then you put your dishes on it and keep them warm. I've been wanting one, and I seen one. It's been a while, and I told myself, you won't use it. Well, I used it Christmas. This is not the style I wanted. The style I wanted is like a frosted looking glass of some sort. And when I see it, I'm gonna get it so I can have two, because it worked really well. And so I got that, and storage bin for $4, which was one of the nice ones with the clear with the clip ends, and a little white, maybe a napkin or something, but I'm gonna put it on one of my shelves, fold it up, and I know where I'm gonna put it. And it seemed like there was something else, but anyway, after that we went to the Goodwill that was just right down the street on the same street, and I found one Pioneer Woman, like, I don't know what, if that's a dessert plate, I don't know the terms for thing. It's a small plate, Pioneer Woman. I didn't have that pattern, and all their stuff like that in there was 49 cents. So I got it, and that's all I got. I got to the register, and the girl, I was like, hey, how you doing? You know, she said, all you getting? I said, yeah. She goes, well, have a good day. I said, what? She goes, have a good day. I said, I was reaching for my wallet. I said, are you sure? She goes, yeah. I said, well, thank you. I said, every time I eat off of this, I looked at her tag. I said, I'm going to think of you, Sharita. I said, that's so sweet. She come over and give me a high five. I said, well, that was so sweet. So I got me a little 49-cent free plate. So I must have been good that day, and karma came back to help me. But anyway, I told him, I said, let's just stop at the Goodwill on the way home just to see if it's just somehow out of luck there's one of those serving warming trays there, and I now have two. You know, we had to come by anyway. Well, they didn't have one, but the shelves were bare. I mean bare. So when I went in today, I was talking to my girl, and I said, I'm hoping people have started getting rid of their Christmas. There's, like we were talking. She goes, well, she said, we're really bare. She said, we were wiped out Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. I said, yeah, we were here Saturday and there was nothing. She said, we've just not got the donations in enough to restock. So I'm guessing people just haven't had time, maybe over the new year with, oh, poor dear. They'll have more free time to, now that they've got their stuff, more time to go through it, declutter or whatever. So I'm not being very hopeful for today. But anyway, you know, there's other stuff we've done. Listen, we had Taco Bell. David had to go haul off a RJ and Holly got a mattress for Christmas. He had to haul off their other one. He said, we got to talking about Taco Bell the night before. And we were talking about how we used to do back in the day. I'm not kidding y'all. We would stay up all night, but that's when we could. Both of us would. And it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning. Taco Bell would close till like 2 o'clock. It'd be 1 o'clock in the morning, and he'd make a Taco Bell run. And we didn't eat just Taco Bell. We ate Taco Bell. You know what I mean? We ate, that's back in the day when we ate. I mean, honey. We strapped on the feed bag. You hear what I'm telling you? And so we were talking about those days, how we used to do, how we'd burn it up. And that was every weekend. And he said, well, I feel like when I go to the dumpster bar, I'm going to have to swing by Taco Bell on the way home. So he did. I got a Mexican pizza. That's what I ate. And we were in Charlotte. He says, man, he said, if we'd have been thinking about it, which we didn't know we were going to go at the time, it was just a last minute decision on my part. He said, if we knew, we could have stopped at South 21. I'm like, oh man, because we're never over in Charlotte to see South 21. It is an old drive-in restaurant that makes the best trout plate you've ever had, and that's what he gets every time, the trout. And basically I do too. One of these days I'm gonna get the fish-o burger. It is the trout on a sandwich. You get 3 pieces of trout on the plate and 2 pieces on the sandwich. That'd be more my alley, because they give you so much to eat. But so we missed out on our, let's see, I'm gonna go around you. Look, I haven't fussed at nobody in traffic yet. I'm quite pleased with myself. Okay, so let me just tell you, if you watched the other day, I bought me that Whitman sampler. It's gone. Honey, it's gone. That's the most Christmassy thing I've eaten all season, because I didn't bake cookies and make desserts. I did have one small helping of peach cobbler. What was left, listen, these people cleaned us out. They said it was good. We had a good dinner. It is funny because there's a buffet in Concord, and they also cater. It's a very delicious buffet. They make very delicious food. And RJ found them. We didn't know about them until he had told us. Well, they put up their Christmas menu, not Christmas Day, but for the Christmas Eve menu, I guess it was. They had the exact same menu as me, only, I think I told y'all this, it feels like talking about it, unless I was telling David. They had both kinds of slaw, red and white. I only had red. And then they had brisket, and I only had pork. So our Christmas dinner was a smoked pork butt, macaroni and cheese, baked beans, the slaw I made, tater salad, deviled eggs, and peach cobbler from the peaches we got in Amish country that I froze, and that favorite David's cake, coconut cake. And that's what we had. And boy, they tore it up. It was good. Gosh, it was good. Now, the people that smoked the butt, I didn't know until I took a bite. They covered the outside with so much pepper it burnt my mouth I couldn't eat it. And my brother had already picked some off. And he picked it out from under it. He said, here, take mine, take mine. I picked all that off. I said, okay. So I picked mine. He got him some more. And it was delicious. And here's the thing. We got it Wednesday morning for our dinner Wednesday night. And, you know, Holly being in the hospital, we knew we were going to wait till whenever she got home. So I didn't unwrap it or nothing. All the juices came out of it. I just stuck it in the refrigerator and prayed that it did not dry up on me. Honey, while I was making my macaroni and cheese and my baked beans, I popped it on the bottom shelf just to let it warm up while those things were baking. Y'all, it was as moist and tender, I kid you not, as moist and tender as if it had just come off the smoker. I kid you not. It was so tender, the bone was clean, like the bone had never had meat on it, and it was moist and juicy. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. So there was just, I didn't eat much because I just, like I said, I don't eat much at a time, and so I was wanting some more after they left, and they left about that. What got eaten, what got packed. So we had to send dinner home for my niece and her boyfriend because they had the flu. So we sent their gifts and food home with Scott. He was going to run it up to them. But we had the best time. It was just the best time. And boy, we had to change our saran wrap games because I had wrapped it so evenly, nobody could get anything, because you know we make them wear oven mitts. Nobody could get anything, and it was going round and round, and people were rolling doubles immediately. The doubles were just flying around the room. And you know, that's when you trade off, is when you roll doubles. So we kept changing the rules. Okay, this time around, no gloves. Okay, then the next time around, one glove. Okay, well, y'all doing too much. Gloves. So we had to keep changing it back and forth so they could make a little effort. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Progress. And then I'd have to call them back off. Because, boy, I tell you what, Nathan and Holly, RJ's Holly, they were ripping into that like a bear. I'm like, okay, next time, gloves back on. But Holly and Nathan, listen, Holly went after her daddy. So every time David tried to, and we let him do one glove on his hurt wrist because he couldn't paw with it at all. He just kind of held his arm on it and pawed with his other one. So we give him a handicap, let him just put the glove on his, which didn't change how he held it, but you know what I mean. And of course, Mama don't wear the mitts. And my uncle, he had to come and eat because he had something he had to do for somebody at church that day. He got there late. He said he hated to eat and run, but we understood it. He don't see good at night because he's got cataracts, and he's in his 80s, and he's got a hurt back and a hurt leg. So we just let him eat, send him food home, give him his gift. I give him a gift of things I had canned because he likes that stuff, and some candy, and he wanted to take some slaw home. He got him a second helping of that. He said, oh, that's good. He said, I said, well, I can send you some home. He said, well, no, that you don't have to. I said, I got a ton of it. Let me put you some in the jar. He said, well, you don't have to make it a big jar. So I got him a pint jar. I said, now this will last forever in your refrigerator. You don't have to worry about eating it up real quick. So I sent him some of that. He wanted some of that cake, that coconut cake. He said, well, I do want some of that cake. So, but since he wasn't there to play, I got to play, because for my niece and her boyfriend, I still play. This is what we did, because in Dirty Santa you can choose a new gift, which in this case was punching the things out in the tree, and then or taking somebody else's. Well, let me just tell you, the first time around, nobody stole anything from anybody because they were all going for that golden ticket. Everybody wanted to try the golden ticket. So after everybody went, I punched out their 2, and their 2 gift cards I put in the floor so people could change with other people or them. And some people did change with them. So they got their gift and their gift cards. I thought, well, they're not there, I could just keep those gift cards myself, but that wouldn't be nice. So they got to get their gift cards too. But, and Mama was the good winner in saran wrap, because there was a 10, a 5, and 2 or 3 ones, I don't know. Holly got the ones, my Holly. And then Mama got the 5 and she got the 10, so she was happy about that. And of all things, she traded a Food Line card for a Starbucks card. See, Holly got it. When she drew it, she got it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was perfect. And when David drew, he got a Lowe's card. Well, let me tell you, he sat on that Lowe's card the whole game. He said, no, I'm good where I'm at. And so Mama stole the Starbucks card. I said, you got a Starbucks? She said, I just get to play an Americano. I'm like, I did not know you went to Starbucks. As good as she likes coffee, I should have known, but I did not know she went. I learned something new about my mama. So, my brother stole it. I think did he steal it one time? I think he stole it one time. The Starbucks was the most stole card. So RJ got Ulta. I knew between the 2 Hollies, they would want Ulta and Starbucks. I knew that. Well, RJ got Ulta, and Holly had Walmart's. And RJ said, well, it's mine too. I told her, I said, nuh-uh. I said, that is Holly's Walmart. She's going to spend that at Walmart. I said, no, RJ had Ulta. He's like, well, you know, this is what I wanted. So he talked her into trading with him. So he traded. I don't remember what he ended up with, but Holly got the Ulta. So she was cool with that. But I think they had a lot of fun, and it was something more useful than, see, when I play regular Dirty Santa, I buy like unisex gifts, and 9 times out of 10 it is some sort of food or candy item, because you don't want to put perfume, something girly, and then a boy gets stuck with it at the end, and then he give it to his wife and he didn't have something fun, you know. So it's usually just that kind of stuff. And so I thought this year gift cards would just be more useful. Now it costed me more, but that's okay, it's Christmas. Okay, so I let Jacob play, because he knows if you have something and you want to trade it, you get it. Here's when I'm telling you, people, Daddy got Lowe's, Holly got Starbucks, and when Jacob, he went up there and did his, he got McDonald's. Well, he was happy about that. We explained to him that means you can go get food at McDonald's. So we went around 3 times. So we went around the second time, we told Jacob, okay, do you want to keep your McDonald's card, or do you see something that somebody else has that you'd rather have? I'll keep McDonald's. So he kept McDonald's, right? Well, let's see. The 3rd time around, when it come to Jacob, we said we knew he was going to keep McDonald's. Well, at that time, Holly had Starbucks. She was holding Starbucks and Panda Express. I don't remember what. That was hers and Nathan's. And no, Nathan got Starbucks back for Holly on his last time. That's what he got that for Holly. So they had Panda Express and they had Starbucks. And Holly was holding them, so and he could see what everybody had. He stood there, he was sitting on Nathan's lap, and Holly was beside him, and he goes, I'll take that Starbucks. Because they go to Starbucks, and he knows Starbucks. He's known Starbucks since he could talk. Just before he could talk, he knew Starbucks. So he told his daddy, he goes, well, you're still going to get me McDonald's, right? I said, I bet I know what you're going to get at Starbucks. He said, what? I said, cake pops. He said, yep, because that's what he gets. He gets a cake pop and I think a lemonade of some sort. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. A 4-year-old trading McDonald's for Starbucks. But everybody had a good time. Everybody got something they were happy with. Oh, RJ got Amazon. He said, that's pretty much a get anything you need kind of thing. So it worked out well. And then when we first played Saran Wrap, we let Jacob play, but he was just not fast enough rolling and doing all that, so eventually he got bored with it, that he didn't play no more. He just crawled all over Holly and Nathan and the couch, and my mama said, he's wearing me out. Holly said, we don't even notice it anymore. I told y'all he's an active child. He's active. When he leaves, I'm tired. He is very active. Right now, Wesley is not active at all. Listen, that little baby don't cry, he grunts. When he cries, he sounds like a bobcat. It is not your typical baby cry. It is so funny, I just laugh. Not laugh that he's crying, but I laugh at the sound of it. It's hilarious. I said, me and RJ was saying yesterday, wonder if he's going to have a deep voice when he starts talking, because he has a real deep, I can't do it right now, I'm afraid I'm going to start coughing. If he'll have a deep voice talking. But they had a good Christmas. They had, because Holly's family is split up, you know, so they had 2 Christmases to go to, one on her mama's side and one on her daddy's side, and then ours. So they had 3 big days of it. RJ, he said he's losing weight, and he said, but this Christmas, he said, I just ain't done too good. He said, I overate at both of them Christmases, and I overate here today when he was there. I said, well, it's just one time a year. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But I can tell he's losing weight. We can tell in his belly, where, you know how you can feel when you start getting more jiggly? You people that are overweight, you know what I'm talking about. I ain't telling something out of school, but you can tell he is starting to lose weight. So he's happy about that. I'm happy about that for him. Well, I am headed up here to Nazareth. I just don't know that I'm going to find anything today. I did find, now let me back up. I did find a Dallas Cowboys from the 70s, one of those thermoserve cups. I thought, oh, that's not breakable. Not really. I believe I can flip that. Well, I looked it up, and the eBay is saturated with them. So even though it was only 99 cents, it would have been 75 cents. It was not putting on there worth my time and effort to list it, to be sitting there for a year waiting for somebody to buy up all the other ones that are on there. So I just left it. I have seen things, and I've put them on there, and even t-shirts, and there'll be so many of them. I'm like, nah, it's not worth the time and trouble. I have read where some people have had stuff sit in their store. If you sell so much, you get a store and you get better rates on your fees and things. They've had things sitting in their store 2 years or more waiting to sell. Like, wow. I don't know about all that. But anyway, I will head on up here to Nazareth, and if I get anything, of course, I will come on here and let you know. Alright, well, I did find something there. It's not for me. It's to sell. So, while technically it could be broken, the chances of it being broken, knock on wood, no jinx. But you really can't pass up a Starbucks because they're good sellers. So I found the mermaid. No straw, but that's okay. I looked it up. They still sell. I give $4 for this one, okay? And then right beside it was this one. The mermaid, but it's just, and it's got the straw, and this is the correct color straw that comes in it. This was $5. And then I got my 10% old lady discount. And I couldn't pass them up because they will be easy to package. They won't weigh a lot to ship, and I think I can make a decent return on them. So that's why I went ahead and got those. We'll see. I saw a few things in there that I thought maybe, but they were, I tell you, I'm scared to death of breakables. I've sold breakables in the past, but, well, matter of fact, one of them, I sold some little things, and she said one of them, it was a set, and she said one of them was broken, and I told her to send me a picture, and we'll figure out a return and whatnot. She never did, so it was a scam. Had to be, because if you want your refund and it's broken, you have no reason to not send a picture. But anyway, well, I'm gonna head over here to this Goodwill, where I always find a t-shirt for me, and I'm not looking. I made my pact in the other Goodwill. I didn't look, and I'm not gonna look in here. Oh, is that a parking place? Ooh, right here in the front. They never have anything in here, so if they got wiped out at Christmas, I'm not gonna find anything. So I'll be back. All right, I think I got enough sun out of the way. We can see. I was gonna show you what I got in there. I found this for Jacob. I checked his list, and he does not have the Little Mermaid. How can you not have the Little Mermaid? So I got that for Jacob. And then I got this for me. I got one little something. Let's go. It's a glass bake. I don't have a round casserole. Now, I have all my blue cornflower, corn and ware, all those dishes, but I don't have a round casserole dish, and this is a vintage glass bake. $3. So, yeah, I took it. Now, we will head over to Habitat. Okay, I got Habitat. And check out what I found in the free buggy. If I ever get back to junk journaling, look at this. It was a whole stack of his sheet music, old papers, old this, old that. And, oh, let me see, where should I put that? Perfect stuff for junk journaling. So I'm not ruling out that I'll never do it. I'm just not doing it now. I think I did so many. I probably burned myself out. But I refuse to get rid of my junk journal supplies. I refuse to. But that was all in the buggy in some kind of broken down briefcase looking thing. So I just reached there. I didn't even look through it. I thumbed. I'm like, well, I'll just take it all. So I got all that and come and put it out in the car. I had that little bag which fit perfect. Okay, so when I was in there, I looked around at everything. Didn't see nothing. Well, I seen one Corral bowl was $5. I'm like, I ain't paying $5 for that. They would have the same thing at Goodwill for $1. But when I was leaving, when I was going to put my buggy up to leave, I noticed one of them rolled around plastic bins full of clothes hangers, plastic clothes hangers, 10 cents a piece. And I had already decided I was going to buy some plastic hangers from Walmart's, because I have a garment rack when I would dry my clothes out in the big room, like on the folding clothes racks, and then I had a garment hanger, things that I would hang to dry. Well, I still have it. It was a really good one. I'm not going to get rid of it. It's just stored down there. And I had already decided, I've watched some people, they'll photograph, do their thing, go ahead and fold it up, put it in a bag and store it that way. I don't have anywhere to store tubs of bags and all this and that. And then this way, if there's anything I need to check about the shirt before it goes out, anything like that, or if they buy more than one, I can ship them together. I wanted to hang them on that garment rack and put a number on each one, so I know, you know, with my records, that's the one that goes. So when I saw those, now they're for smaller clothes, more like, they're not a full-size plastic hanger, but they're not tiny, like a tiny kid's clothes. They're about, maybe like that. So I counted through and I got 70. Well, and the rest of them was like broken, stuff like that. So I pretty much wiped them out. Well, I got up there and I had already pulled them in clumps of 10. Nice. I didn't just throw them in the buggy. I put clumps of 10 together nicely and I stacked them in my buggy, right? So I get up there and I told her, I said, I got 70 even. Well, and this is a woman that she's always there, so she knows me. Well, some other younger woman come up, and I had told her, I said, I'd like to have these in a box, and said if you can find one big enough, because I want to, they'll just get jumbled up if we just start putting them in bags. Because I got them nice and neat. I'm not going to have to go home and unjumble them to hang them up on that thing. Well, that woman says, you want a box? Wouldn't you rather have bags? A box would be hard to carry out. I'm like, no, it'll be all right. Oh, there was a homeless encampment. So you can see these things when the leaves are off the trees. And I said, no, I'd rather have a box. Well, she kept insisting. She told the woman to put them in a bag. And I said, I don't want a bag. I want a box. And it's not like they don't have boxes. They have a whole section of boxes that you're not supposed to touch. They get, right? I mean, they had tons of boxes. Not like they were at a premium. She said, well, why don't you bag them up while I go get a box? And I told that girl, I said, I don't want them in a bag. I mean, I was having to get kind of forceful with her because she was insisting that I bag up 70 hangers that I already had nice and neat. And when the woman came back with the box, that younger woman mumbled something to her. I don't know what, because she said it where I couldn't hear it. And my woman says, well, she knows what she wants. So she come over there and I loaded them in there nice and neat. So when I get home, all I got to do is pull them out by the bundle, hang them up. I don't have to unjumble them or nothing like I did in that buggy, in that bin. But I thought, you know what? Ain't nobody in that store ever been rude to me. Them's the nicest people you'll ever want to meet, the people that works at Habitat. But oh my gosh, she was, I didn't quite care for that. Not even a little bit. So I was standing my ground. You was not putting my hangers in a bag. Golly. Why was she so insistent that I have bags? Especially since the bags cost some money and the boxes are free when people donate stuff. So, whatever. But I got my box. So, I spent $7 and change on my hangers, and I can't remember. I just had to buy a set of hangers because I got me a bunch of t-shirts, you know. Over time I've been getting a bunch of t-shirts. I had to buy me some more hangers. And I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they surely were not 10 cents a piece, I can tell you that. 10 for $1. They were a good bit. It would have cost me a lot of money because I got a lot of t-shirts. I at least got 70 t-shirts, I guarantee you. I got 60 or 70 minimum. Because it does not take long. You get up there, you pile up your buggy, everyone you see, oh, cool, 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 and then you get up there and you got 27 t-shirts. I mean, come on. That's why I said I'm not buying any more until I get these listed and going. Golly Pete, it's hot here. I think I will, go down. Oh, I need to go to CVS. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to CVS because the vitamin D I was taking had K2 in it because it makes the vitamin D work. Well, the last time I ordered it, I didn't find that one again, so I just ordered the D. I think it's D3 maybe. Well, I read something and it mentioned the fact that it works better when you have the K with it. I'm like, it does, because that's what I had read before, and I never did go back to it because what I got now is just plain. So I still have my money to use at CVS. I thought, well, I looked it up and they have some, and right now they're running a buy one get one half off. So I'm going to run to CVS, get my vitamin K. It's K2, I think, and then I will do like I did the other day, just jump across the street and go to the Shamrock, see if she's got some more stuff put out, and then I'll go to the Goodwills, and then I'll be done. So I'm gonna put my music on and head down there, and I'll come back when I got something to show you or tell you. Okay, so I went in this Goodwill. Go ahead and fuss at me. I'm already breaking my rule. Check this out for $3. This is Starbucks. Glass. I didn't know Starbucks made glass. It was $3. I looked it up. I'll make some money on this. So I'm breaking my rule, which I think is okay. But I'm now going to head to my Goodwill and go home. So if I get anything, I'll show you. If I don't, I'll just come on and close out. So I'm gonna head on over there. All right, well, I did find something in there. This is Luminaire. So this was expensive. It's the one with the timer. You put the batteries in, it's got the timer, it's $3, so I got it. I'll find somewhere pretty to put it. It just looks like a log. I just thought it was pretty. And I like the kind with the timers. I love the kind with the timers. And I got this. I got this for me. It would probably sell. I didn't look it up, but it's All the Places You Will Go, Dr. Seuss. I saw that first. I'm like, that's Dr. Seuss. And I turned around like, this is special to me because it reminds me of Sebastian, especially because in his junk journal that I made him, which I need to, no, his is finished. I'm just taking them to their 5 years old. I need to work on Jacob's. And honestly, I don't know if I'll get one made for Wesley. I don't know. But I had a book, and I put the stuff in there from All the Places You'll Go. It's a very sweet book for children. If you have a child in your life, a grandchild or whatever that you love, go look up that book. It is so sweet. So when I saw that, it just reminds me of my grandchildren. All the places they'll go. And so I just had to have it. So I just got that in honor of my grandchildren. I found a restaurant ware type cup. Oh, I went to the Value Village, didn't find nothing. I didn't figure I would, but I hadn't been in ages. They're no count anymore. Ever since they changed their name to Value Thrift, they're no count. They have a whole bunch of new stuff. And the stuff they do have is jacked up so high it's ridiculous. But they had one in there. It was Stumptown Coffee Roasters. I looked them up. They're like in Portland or somewhere. But I don't know them, even though it had a pig on it. I liked it, but I didn't pay $2 for it. If it had been somewhere in North Carolina, I would have got it. But it wasn't, so anyway. But that's all the thrift I'm going to do today. I'm going to go home because I'm hungry. I did not have breakfast as per usual when I go out. But I was going to tell you, I know you've probably heard the news by now, more sad news in the racing world. Now y'all know, if you've been with me, I do not care for Denny Hamlin as a race car driver whatsoever. I really don't even care for him as a person because of his personality. I just don't care for him. But his parents' house burnt to the ground. They're like probably 45 minutes from here. Burnt to the ground. His daddy died, and his mama is in Baptist up here in the burn center being treated. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Now his daddy was really sick, end stages sick, and they knew it was inevitable, but not like this, you know. So I just think that's so sad that that happened to him. Whatever I think of him or not, that's a really sad thing to happen. So it's really a shame. I'm sure that's gonna weigh on him as the season's fixing to start. Less than just 40-something days. So I'm sure that'll be weighing on him. But hopefully his mama will do better. I don't know how badly she was burned. The news, and it was all over local news everywhere because they're so close, said that they were outside the home when firefighters got there. But I guess it was bad enough getting out that they got injured, bad enough getting out that happened. I read a report that said they were able to save some cars and memorabilia and stuff like that, but I don't know. But I've seen pictures of the house, and it's to the ground. To the ground. It's a bad, bad situation. So anyway, well, oh, let me tell you. Getting in and out of this wind, just messing with my throat, I am definitely getting sick. I am definitely going to have to call off New Year's Day. I cannot have them people around me, especially that baby. I hate that because I've already got all my hog jows and everything. I guess I have to throw them in the freezer. If I feel good enough, I'll make some for me and David. But, how bad it hurt me to not look at t-shirts. Y'all don't have a clue. When I was in the one Goodwill, not this one, the one before, there was two men looking at t-shirts. And one had one, he held it up, and I was looking real hard to see what it was because he turned it around. He said, how much you think this is worth? it was all I could do not to go over there and start looking at t-shirts, because what if they're finding something I need? But I'm like, no, you made a pact with yourself. Don't do it. That pact I held to better than I hold health pacts. Like, treat yourself when you lose 10 pounds. You know, the next 20 pounds, do this. I never did, because if I wanted to eat, I ate. I am not accountable to myself. We have talked about that plenty of times before. I am not accountable to myself. But I was today as far as looking at t-shirts. So, anyway. Well, that's all I know today. I'll be canceling my New Year's Day dinner, but this will be up on New Year's Day, so if you're watching it, Happy New Year's. I hope everybody has a good New Year's to come. They say whatever you're doing at midnight on New Year's Eve is what you'll be doing for the rest of the year, so I hope y'all are doing something fun. Yeah. So anyway, that'll be all for me today. Happy New Year's. I hope it's a great year for everybody. And for this last year, for sticking with me, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all so much for hanging with me during the good times, the bad times, the boring times, the dull times, the goofy times, whatever. I appreciate y'all more than I know. Than y'all know. So, that's all for me. And I'll see you tomorrow for weigh-in. I don't know how that's going to go with eating a whole Whitman sampler. We'll see.